I watched Short Circuit 2 again recently, and objectively, this is going to be like a mini review of it, I suppose. Objectively, I think it's better than the first film. I feel like the stakes are higher. You know, I feel like it's a different setting. That's always a good idea. I mean, when Empire Strikes Back came out, they went from a desert in space to to Ice World and Swamp and Gas City. I mean, it just shows different locations of this universe, and that's interesting. All right. And so I think that they did a better job on the second movie. The stakes were higher. I think it was a better setting, and it was an interesting thing with a character that, like Michael McKean's character, who was a kind of a shady kind of character. You didn't know where he was coming from. And then it had that white guy who played the Indian guy, and then around the time Hackers came out, he was like, I don't want to be typecast as an Indian guy, being that I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that guy?
I remember that.
Yeah. He also appeared in Always Sunny in Philadelphia as that writer, Gorman, who wrote the bad review about Patty's Pub, and they kidnapped him and his cat, or his neighbor's cat. I think they eventually kidnapped his cat too. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, so I thought it was a lot better film. But at the end of the movie, at the very end of the movie, you see Johnny Five all getting the C-3PO treatment. All right, he's all gussied up in gold. Who paid for that? I assume Benjamin paid to have him plated in gold, or probably maybe brass is cheaper, lighter too. So I think he did it based upon the proceeds of his toy sales of the little miniature robots of Johnny Five. And especially considering after he gains notoriety by stopping a jewel thief, we'll come back to that. By stopping a jewel thief, and then boom, everyone wants the Johnny Five toy, you know what I mean? And so he got the gold-plated treatment. But at the end of the movie, Benjamin and Johnny Five are being sworn in as citizens of the United States, which is kind of a cool scene. It's a kind of a good ending scene because not only does it shows like you have to work to become a citizen of the United States, a lawful citizen of the United States, and that it can be done. All right? It's so it's not like Johnny Five had to study as long as Benjamin did. But what I mean is that it's it's a good positive idea when it comes to immigration. Because let's be honest, Clark Kent, legal immigrant, so he didn't come in legally. You know what I mean? But at the very end, they do the swearing in, and the very last line is "So help me God." And when Johnny Five says, "So help me God," I got so angry. I said, I'm like screaming at my phone while I'm watching this. It's like, you don't talk about God, you soulless abomination. All right? You want to be a citizen? Fine. I'll play that game. You want to tell people you're alive? Fine. I don't have to believe it. I don't have to tell you that you're alive. You know what? And the stakes were higher in that movie. And my favorite scene in that movie is the two crooks beating the crap out of Johnny Five with crowbars until he's bleeding battery acid. That's my favorite part of the movie. You know why? Because he should have been killed on sight as soon as you started realizing he thinks he's alive. If you come across a machine that thinks they're alive, you should have killed them. I'm on that company's side in the first movie. We're like, yeah, we need to disassemble this right now. There's a laser on him. All right? Even when they arrested Johnny Five, and we'll come back to that, when they arrested Johnny Five, he just pulled himself out of the chains that could have left at any time. All right? That's kill on sight for me. I don't know. So you don't get to talk about God. There's no robot heaven. There's no robot hell. You know what happens? The program just ends for you. All right? So I don't want to hear you talking about God. Because let's be honest about what you did, Johnny Five. Let's be honest about what you did. Larceny, probably like grand larceny, considering you broke into over like a dozen cars working with Los Lobos. Kick your balls into outer space. You broke into all those cars, stole all those stereos for them. All right, there's some crimes right there you need to go to prison for. All right, your like disorderly conduct and vandalism inside the bookstore. All right, breaking a window at an office building, and I'm pretty sure hang gliding in Manhattan is illegal because one gust of wind, boom, you're dead and you fall to your death. All right, I'm pretty sure that's illegal too. You know what else is illegal? Tunneling under the street to cut your way into a bank vault and steal a priceless gem collection, which is what you did, Johnny Five. Oh, I was tricked. Oh, I'm such a naive living robot. Sorry, you were a tool. You know, you are a party to a crime. That's what you are. And you get the C-3PO treatment? Sorry, I'm drawing the line at you talking about God. All right? Anyway, you know what really bothered me is like what his name was Fred in the movie, but it's Michael McKean playing Fred. And Fred had this silk shirt that he was so proud of and stuff like that. And after he found Johnny Five all beat up and stuff like that, and he's like writing on the wall, and like, "You fix me." He's like, "I don't know how. I'm an idiot. I'm a watch peddler." You know what I mean? I tried to sell you in the last act, you know. And so they go into the shop, and Johnny Five starts teaching him how to fix him. And Michael McKean is such an idiot that he opens the cover of this panel on Johnny Five and sees all this battery acid leaking out, and he goes, "Oh my God!" And he tears the sleeve off his arm of his silk shirt. And Johnny Five's even there. He's like, "Oh, Fred, not your silk shirt." And he takes the silk shirt and he puts it over the thing like he's going to stop the bleeding of battery acid. What an idiot. I'm surprised he fixed Johnny Five at all. You know, at all. I'm surprised he was able to do any of it because he doesn't understand that battery acid doesn't clot. Okay? Amazings are incredible machines that way. We're one of the few only creatures, like you could do it with other mammals and so forth. Anything with circular system, I think. And just wrap it up in leaves and it would heal itself because blood clots. Battery acid doesn't clot, moron. And Johnny Five knows that you ruined your shirt for no reason. What a moron. Anyway, but if I had to give a star review of Short Circuit 2, it's 9 of 13 stars. That whole like romance thing with speaking of forced relationships, do you think that Debbie Gibson chick would ever be interested in the white guy in brown face? Anyway. Sung by Mr. Diddley himself. It reminds me of Warren G. Harding. Warren G. Harding. That was a pretty good joke, I have to admit. Warren G. Harding.